whatever. But for the most part, people are not going to care. Okay. Awesome. James said, freaking brilliant strategy. All right, cool. Very, very cool. Awesome. Okay. So that's kind of the concept, you guys. And that's kind of how this promotional stuff works. Okay. So I'm going to Dream 100, trying to get them to promote. Then I'm trying to go and target their fans on Facebook and get in front of them. Okay. Guess how Liz right now is driving all of her traffic to her webinar. She's targeting my fans and your fans and everybody's fans. That's how she's getting people to join and register for her webinar, because that's how you do it. And then what's cool about it is after you've, a lot of times it's hard to go the email route first. In fact, Liz had that issue where she went and she asked a bunch of people to promote, and everyone's like, well, have you done the webinar yet? She's like, no. Like, is it proven? No, but I think it's going to be good. Okay, it's kind of a hard pitch. So now she's proven it by buying ads and getting people to go through this process. Now she can go back to these Dream 100 and be like, hey, this webinar made me 35 grand last month. I did it all off Facebook with no list. How did I try it to your list? I bet you make 35, 50 grand. Here's kind of my stats and my numbers. And now you've got some proof. You can go back and show your Dream 100. And those guys now, a lot of them will look at that and say, okay, now this is a proven offer. Now I'm willing to take it out to my list. Okay. So email, going after their fans. There's a lot of different ways you can do it, you guys. I'm trying to figure out ways how to tap into this Dream 100 and get them to promote my stuff. Okay, and that's really the concept, you guys. This is the way to really grow your expert business fast. Now, is there more stuff you can do? Yeah, there is. There's a lot of stuff. Okay, there's tons of other ways to drive traffic. We've got solo ads, we've got banner ads, we've got Google, there's a million other ways to do it, but I don't want to get you guys bogged down on that. I want to look at, like, if I was to start over from scratch, what would be the path I would do? And this is it. Okay, I would create a really cool 6-module course that I would try to sell from $500 to $1,000. I would use a perfect webinar and write a perfect script to sell it. I would go get a GoToWebinar account and a ClickFunnels account. I'd set up that integration. I'd make some really cool pages. I would start by targeting fans of my Dream 100. And as soon as I got some stats, then I'd start calling my Dream 100 and start showing them this is working. Your audience is already buying it. I'm already promoting it to these guys. Now you need to be part of it, and that's how I would start growing. And that business right there, you guys, that, like, realistically, just those tools, adding in any other traffic sources or anything, that's a business that can make you anywhere from $1 million to $5 million or beyond, just through that process. And then to come back and start adding in solo ads and media buying, some of these other things, you can scale it even more beyond that. But this is the place to start. Start with your Dream 100, start with their fans, and then try to go to their customer lists and their subscriber lists and kind of move on from there. Does that make sense, you guys? Very, very cool. All right. I love Frank. So this is mad cool, not difficult, super simple stuff. Amazing. Awesome. Oh yeah, so Daryl just said you could target NFL football player ads and give away tickets and jerseys. Yeah, like there's a ton of stuff. In fact, one of my friends, he just went to Dropbox and he got a lifetime Dropbox account. I think he paid him like $2,000 a piece, and he had like 5 of them. And he did a big Facebook contest, and where he gave away a lifetime Dropbox account. And by doing that, he built a list of 250,000 people, 250,000 people who wanted a free Dropbox account. Excuse me, who now he can sell stuff to him for forever. Is that exciting? So, like, what kind of stuff can you give away? What kind of contests can you run to get people off of Facebook, joining your list, and then push them into your webinar? It's really exciting. The sky literally is the limit. So you guys see kind of how we're using it, and what we're going to be doing next week, which is Dave's product, which is the first one we're rolling out. And I honestly think we'll get 30 to 40,000 people to join that list. From there, if we can get 30% to join to register for the webinar, and from that we get 10% to buy, that's $1 million campaign just right there. That's before we start adding in more people and kind of build that out deeper and deeper. So anyway, that's kind of some ideas for you guys. And again, I didn't want to get into I didn't want to get super deep into all of the technical part of that, because those things aren't that difficult. Well, again, we'll have some videos in the members area for you guys that will kind of go through some of those pieces. But the reality is just go create a Facebook account and start playing with it. It's not that hard to kind of go through there. And there's a lot of good Facebook training products out there you can get deeper. And like I said, but for right now, I just want you guys to understand the strategy behind it. Because who here on this webinar thinks that I know how to run a Facebook ad? Okay, the answer is I don't. I don't even know how to log into my Facebook ads, but I understand the strategy. Okay, I understand the strategy, and I can hire people for very, very cheap. Just like we talk about Odesk and Freelancer and things like that, I can hire people for a lot cheaper to go and actually implement it. So I don't want you guys getting bogged down with, like, I got to figure out how to run the ad manager and how to blah 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 blah. Like that shouldn't be your role. Liz isn't doing that all day. Liz found someone and she's outsourcing it to them, and they're going through and they're buying the ads for it, and she shows up on Thursday and sells. She shows up, does her webinar, boom, makes some money. Shows up on Thursday, does a webinar, boom, makes some money. And I think that's kind of what you guys want more. So am I right? Okay, that's the way it should be. So I'll give you guys some resources in the members area, people that we use, people you can hire out, some of these things as well after you got your whole presentation in place. So pretty cool. James said, can you drop tracking codes and ClickFunnels? Yep, you can drop one on every page really easily. Frank said, Dropbox, that's brilliant, freaking brilliant. Our heads are about to explode. Very cool, very cool. All right, guys, awesome. So hopefully that gives you guys some help. I think it was kind of funny, Liz, when she's like, Russell had the thing on the wrong page this whole time, and he's a multi-millionaire. Like, that's the key, guys. You can do this without knowing how to do all the technical parts. Your job as the entrepreneur and as the expert, there's a couple things you got to be really good at, okay? One of them is you got to create a killer product, okay? And all of you guys, you have that specialized knowledge in your head right now, okay? That's done. The second one is you got to be able to give a presentation and to sell. That's what the perfect webinar script is. Okay, those are the two things you've got to be able to do. Okay, all the promotional stuff, we can outsource that. We can get people to do it. And if you want to learn how to do it, you can get your hands dirty and do it. But man, like I would rather focus more on like giving your presentation and calling my Dream 100 and building relationships with them and sending them pizza in the mail and weird stuff like that. Because that's the fun part. Like most of us who are experts, like I'm guessing you're a little more extroverted, you like people, you like talking to people. So focus on that piece of it. Don't get so caught up in all the technical parts, okay? Those parts are easy to outsource, whereas the relationship building, the networking, all that stuff is the hard part. Okay, you think about it like, how do people grow businesses pre-internet, okay? Now, I didn't know this when I first got started online. I had no idea. And then about 3 or 4 years into my business, somebody invited me to come to a networking meeting. I didn't even know what that meant. I'm like, yeah, I might, excuse me, I got nothing else going on. I might as well go to a networking meeting. That sounds like fun. So we show up at this networking meeting, and there's a whole bunch, like 50 people in here, and all of them have their own businesses, and they're all networking, trying to figure out how they can do deals with each other. I was like, that's kind of cool. I'm like, this is kind of like what I do with my Dream 100. Like, except for I pick the room of people I want to network with, and then I go out there and I start doing deals with them, and I try to figure out how we can work together. What can I do to help you? And what can you do to help me? And that's the fun part. That's the part that you as the expert should be doing is that networking. Because one relationship, I've had probably 4 or 5 partners, each of which, when I built that relationship, have by themselves made me over $1 million. Okay, so it's worth it for you to spend your time there, because one good relationship can make you $1 million, versus you spending 6 months in Facebook trying to figure out how to buy an ad, not going to make you $1 million. Promise you that. Okay, and so that's where you should be really spending your time and your energy and your focus is on building those relationships. One kind of ninja strategy you guys can think about as well, that I've done it twice now and it works really good. And depending how you do it, you probably can't do it with your whole Dream 100. We did it once with our whole Dream 100 and it worked really, really well. Is we actually invited them all out here to Boise to see our office and see our facilities, and we brought them all out. We did like this little 2-day event with I think we ended up having about 60 or so that actually showed up, and it was really cool. We brought them all together and we built this relationship and shared ideas with them and kind of this mastermind thing. And then from there, we had the product launch 2 weeks later, and almost every one of that person in that room promoted it, and we did over $1 million from that product launch. And so that's a good thing. Now, most of you guys aren't going to want to bring 60 people in, but what if you set up something where every month you invited 5 of your Dream 100 to come to wherever you're at and hang out? And maybe you say, well, I'm not that important. Why would someone want to come out and see me? That's not the point. The point is you got 5 people who all want to see each other, and you're the one facilitating that. You're facilitating the ability for them to meet together. You say, hey, we're doing this meeting. It's going to be wherever. It's going to be in Vegas, and it's going to be really fun, and it's going to be a one-day thing, and we're going to do this and this and this is going to be fun. And here's the 5 other people I invited, and just want you to come out and be part of this, and just to get to know you and get to know everybody. You bring them out, you have a fun time with them, and guess what? Now you got 5 friends, and again, like I said before, one of those friends can make you $1 million. So it's worth the energy and the investment to do that. We're starting a program here at our company starting next year, where every single month, the very first, I think Monday and Tuesday of each month, we're going to fly out 5 or 6 people from our Dream 100, and we're going to basically show them our business, have them share our business, and try to just build relationships. No ulterior motives other than just building relationships with the Dream 100, digging my well before I need it, and I really think that's kind of the core focus on it. So hopefully that makes sense to you guys. That's what you should be focusing your time on, not on all the techie nerdy stuff. So, all right, cool. Very, very cool. Awesome. Let me see. I think we're almost to the end. Yeah. So this is kind of where we started with. Actually, this is the wrong slide. we started with, let me come back because I want to show you guys kind of where we started. Man, how many hours ago now? Like five and a half hours ago. Because I want to make sure you guys have kind of seen where you've come from. We've come a long way, right? All right, so here's what we started with. Basically, come back to, this is you guys in the middle here, right? And you got to wrap your expertise with information products, okay? And for most of you guys, what our focus is a 6-module training course going through your entire system. And so then that, after you got that, you're finding your Dream 100 to really find out like where you fit in this ecosystem. That's the first thing, right? Then you come over here after you know like this is my niche, this is what I'm going to be doing. Then you come and you create your system. We showed you how to build a system outline. After your system outline is in place, then you go into ClickFunnels and you build that system outline in there. And then you can start creating the content and start filling in all the gaps until your entire system is built out there inside your membership area. Okay. Now you've got the content. Now you've got the product you're going to be selling. Now we come back and we craft the perfect webinar. Can you guys have the script for that now? You go and craft your perfect webinar. And now you got all the pieces. Now we come back and we start focusing on promotion. Okay. We go back to our Dream 100. We target them on Facebook. Then we try to build relationships with them. We try to do joint ventures with them. And it all starts growing from there. Cool. All right, now there's one other thing I want to share with you guys because I think it's important as well. You guys as experts, one of the most important things you can do as an expert is you've got to get your advice and your ideas out there in the world. And sometimes it's kind of hard to know how to do that. And so the way you do that is through what we call inbound marketing. So outbound marketing is all the stuff I'm doing outbound, right? I'm buying ads and I'm doing joint ventures. I'm doing all this outbound stuff. And that stuff's important. But if you pay your dues with inbound marketing, at first you're not going to see a huge return from it. But if you do it and you're consistent with it, then over a 6-month period of time, a year, 2 years, 5 years, it'll literally make you more money than you can even dream of. You look at ClickFunnels right now. We did our big product launch. We kind of rolled it out. Now I'm shifting my focus 100% to inbound marketing. You will see in the next 2 weeks this entire strategy that we're doing to do inbound marketing. So what is inbound marketing? Okay, we talked about our value ladder before, right? Someone comes in here and they ascend up the value ladder. Up here, they're giving us insane amounts of money. Okay, but somewhere along the line, like what can I give people for free? What I'm gonna do is drop down the value ladder and give away free stuff to get people in. Okay, articles and videos and things like that I can put out there in the world that somebody gets it, they receive value from it, then boom, they naturally send up to wanting to buy my product, and they naturally send up and they go all the way up. Okay, and so I'm going to confess my sins. I'm not a great inbound marketer yet, but starting next week, we're rolling out our whole entire inbound marketing campaign. I've been working on it for about 6 months behind the scene, and I'm so excited by it. And I will be, I believe, the best inbound marketer in my market because I believe in it so much. The person I've been modeling this after, I want to show you his site. His name's Neil Patel. I've talked about him a couple times. He's got a bunch of different software products, and he also has this thing called QuickSprout. So QuickSprout is kind of like his expert business, right? Where he's got his blog here, then he's got his consulting here. He's got university, which is like his training, or that's his free stuff. Upgrade right here. This is his. I can't find it now. Anyway, he's got his training system he sells in here as well, right? I think so. I already bought it. That's probably why it's not showing up here. Anyway, so the majority of his traffic is all coming from this inbound marketing thing for both this business right here, or this expert business, but then also for his software companies and things like that. Okay, and so his expert, the inbound marketing he's doing through his expert is what fuels everything. Okay, and all of his companies are multi-million-dollar a year companies. So this is kind of the process. I'm gonna try to map it out for you guys, and we'll see if it makes sense. But basically, what Neil does is he writes a blog post every single day. And his blog posts are awesome, okay? And that's kind of key, guys. We talked about prolificness, being prolific. This is where it's important because if your blog posts suck, guess what? Nobody's gonna pass them along. No one's gonna follow you. Like it kills all momentum, right? So do inbound marketing right. You've got to make amazing content posts. And so I come to Neil's blog. I love just going for ideas. I come through here. 10 reasons why your list posts suck. Okay? Content Marketers Toolkit. 35 tools you can't blog without. 7 most popular content marketing myths you need to stop following. Who's more attractive on social media, men or women? 7 obsolete SEO tactics you're wasting your time on. Okay, and if you go through here, there's like, again, he does 1 a day every single day, like religiously, consistently perfect, right? So for you, you got to look at, we talked about your system before, right? Let me see if I can pull this back over. Talk about your whole system you created here, right? Now what you got to do is you basically, remember we talked about like there will be a time in future trainings where I'm going to teach you guys how to splinter this out and create a whole funnel and a product just selling like one piece of your module, right? Or one module. Because each of these can be a standalone product by itself. They maybe sell for $100 or $300 or something, right? But you also want to take this and splinter it down even smaller into your inbound marketing. Okay, so I might take this double your reading. Instead of doing a whole blog post on that, I got to find like one piece of that. So maybe I find like, here are the 3 unknown secrets to double your reading. Boom, now that is a good blog post. And notice most of his blog posts are very specific to a number. 7 reasons why your list posts suck. 35 tools you can use. 7 popular myths. Okay, because those are the kind of things people read. They love reading lists. They love kind of going through this process. They share lists, things like that. For whatever reason, people love that kind of stuff. So every day I'm going to look at my system. I'm going to go through my system here and try to find one of my topics, and then what from there is a piece, a splinter of content that I can share with the world that I can somehow break into 3 things or 10 things or 7 things or 35 or whatever that is, some kind of number, and make it exciting. Okay, so I'm going to then take that and I break it out, and I'm going to write a blog post on my blog. Okay, 10 reasons why your list posts suck. And then after it's done, so here's his blog post. Then he takes that and he posts it on Facebook. And on Facebook, guess what he does? He drives ads to his Dream 100. People who he knows, their fans would like this blog post, I send their Dream 100 to this. Okay? So if I write a blog post, 5 ways to life hack your life faster, I'll post that on my blog. Then I'll post it on Facebook, and then I'm going to target Tony Robbins fans. And I can buy ads back to, excuse me, I can buy ads back to my blog post. And pull back in. So I can post my blog post. I can buy ads so these 1.3 million people see my blog post right there in their thing. And if my content is good and it's prolific and it's exciting, they're going to read that blog post, then they're going to like it, they're going to share it, and all of a sudden this viral thing starts happening. Okay? Where my message, my splinters of my system get spread out there, and people read them, and if it's good, they will share it and they will like it. And all of a sudden I got all these things happening out there where traffic is coming back into my funnels. Okay? Now this is the kind of strategy that's not like an overnight thing. Okay? A joint venture, overnight thing. Paid advertising on Facebook can be an overnight thing. This inbound strategy takes a little bit of time, and you've got to be consistent with it. Okay? Neil's doing 1 a day. I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to keep up with that. My goal is to do at least 3 times a week, and then go to 4 times a week, and then 5, and keep getting to the point where I can do it once a day. But it's not easy. Okay, if it was easy, everyone would be doing it. But I'm definitely going to try to spend 30 minutes every single morning, every other morning, trying to write a 1,000-word article, splintering off some of my content. Okay, and I'll talk about this whole concept, and then from there I'll push them to my webinar registration page. Post on my blog. Post on Facebook, buy ads, boom. Next day, write the article, post it on my blog, post it on Facebook, buy some ads, and keep doing that process. Boom, boom, boom. And if you do that consistently and spend $10 a day promoting your blog post to your Dream 100's followings, that's going to start sucking these people off and bring them into your world. And soon what will happen, this is kind of cool, you guys. Neil launched this blog, and he launched a forum in here. When I first came, he had like 15 members. Check this out right now. 322,284 forum users. He did that by inbound marketing, by sharing articles every single day consistently. And this has only been live a little over a year. Imagine if you did this, you guys, consistently, and in a year from now, you had 332,000 people following you. Okay, that's just put that in perspective. We average about $1 per month for each person that's following us. So if this was my following, I'd be making about $322,000 a month off of this following. Okay, and so it's powerful, you guys. Would you be willing to write an article a day, a blog post a day, if you knew in a year from now you'd be making $322,000 a month from it? I'm sure most of you guys probably would. But that's kind of the long-term strategy. Okay, whenever I talk about this stuff with people, there's kind of 2 paths. There's the fast path to cash, which is the Dream 100 and these kind of things. Boom, there's how you can get ramped up, scaled fast. And then the longer term is this inbound marketing, where It takes a little longer. It's not a huge flash in the pans, but if you do it, you will build a following, your expertise will grow, and people are going to love you, and that's the long-term scalability. Where in a year from now, you have to keep buying ads because you've got 500,000 people who every time you post a new blog post, they're going to share it and tweet it and pass it around. I look at guys like Seth Godin, look at guys like Neil Patel, I look at guys who are really good at this, and they post something out there now, and literally it'll get shared thousands of times, and they're getting all this free publicity just because they're writing really cool stuff. But it comes with putting in your dues, okay? And that's my plan, you guys. Like I said, next week we're rolling out our entire content strategy.